long before anyone imagined a country called the United States. The land was home to indigenous tribes. These were Native Americans, Apache, Cherokee, Iroquois, Sioux, and hundreds of other nations. They lived on the land for more than 15,000 years. They built cities like Cahokia, complex trade networks, advanced farming methods, rich cultural traditions. To them, the land was sacred. The rivers were life. The mountains were guardians, and the sky was filled with gods. In 1492, Christopher Columbus reached the Caribbean. Soon afterward, Europeans, French, Dutch, and British began arriving in the Americas. Each came with dreams. Spain wanted gold. France wanted trade and partnerships with native tribes. Britain wanted new colonies. By the 1600s, the east coast of North America had become home to 13 British colonies. Life in the colonies wasn't easy. Settlers faced starvation, harsh winters, conflicts, and new diseases. Yet the colonies grew. Cities like Boston, Philadelphia, and New York became centers of trade and ideas. But soon, tension grew between the colonists and the British Crown. People wanted freedom to govern themselves. Freedom from taxes imposed by a king across the ocean. The spark had begun. In 1775, war broke out. Farmers, blacksmiths, merchants, and ordinary people took up arms to fight the British Empire. Leaders rose. George Washington, commander of the Continental Army. Thomas Jefferson, writer of the Declaration of Independence. Benjamin Franklin, diplomat. John Adams, political visionary. On July 4, 1776, the colonies declared, "All men are created equal." The United States of America was born. After years of battles, Lexington, Concord, Saratoga, Yorktown, the Americans achieved victory in 1783. A new nation had risen, a new government, the Constitution. The Founding Fathers wrote the U.S. Constitution in 1787. It created Congress, the presidency, the Supreme Court, a system of checks and balances. George Washington became the first president in 1789. As the 1800s began, America expanded westward through purchases, treaties, and wars, including the war with Mexico. The United States. New states joined the Union. Immigrants from Europe arrived in millions. But expansion brought tragedy. Native Americans were forced off their lands in events like the Trail of Tears, a dark chapter in American history. By the mid-1800s, the country was split on the issue of slavery. The northern states opposed it. The southern states depended on it economically. In 1861, the Civil War began. For 4 years, Americans fought Americans. Abraham Lincoln led the Union. The Confederacy fought to defend its independence. In 1865, the Union won. Slavery ended. Lincoln was assassinated soon after, becoming a martyr for freedom. The late 1800s transformed America. Railroads connected coast to coast. Steel, oil, and factories fueled growth. Inventors changed the world. Thomas Edison, light bulb. Alexander Graham Bell, telephone. Henry Ford, automobile revolution. Cities grew. Immigrants from Italy, Ireland, Germany, and Eastern Europe built new lives there. In World War I, 1917, the United States helped turn the tide of battle in Europe. In World War II, 1941 to 1945, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, America fought across 2 oceans. Leaders like Franklin D. Roosevelt guided the nation. The war ended with the defeat of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. America emerged as a global superpower. For the next 45 years, the world watched the struggle between capitalism, USA, and communism, Soviet Union. Key events: Korean War, Vietnam War, space race, Cuban Missile Crisis. In 1969, America landed the first humans on the moon. In 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed. The Cold War ended, and the United States remained the world's most powerful nation. The 21st century brought technological revolution, rise of Silicon Valley, cultural dominance through movies, music, and innovation, challenges like terrorism, economic crises, and political division. Yet America continues to shape global culture. Science, technology, and world politics. Now the story moves thousands of miles east, across deserts and mountains, to one of the world's oldest cities, Kabul. Kabul's origins stretch far beyond written history. Archaeology suggests it was founded over 3,500 years ago. The earliest known builders were Aryan tribes, who migrated into the region. Zoroastrian communities of ancient Persia. Early Indo-Iranian settlers. It became an important city during the Empire 552–330 BC, founded by Cyrus the Great. Kabul has had many ancient names. Kuba, mentioned in the Rig Veda, one of the oldest texts on earth. Kabul. Kof's Greek historians used this. The name evolved with every empire that ruled it. Achaemenid Empire. Under Persian rule, Kabul was a rich province with fertile valleys. When Alexander conquered Persia, he marched through Afghanistan, including Kabul. Greek influence spread, creating art, statues, and cities. Mauryan Empire. Indian Emperor Ashoka spread Buddhism, making Kabul a center of Buddhist culture. Kushan Empire. This was Kabul's golden age. The Kushans built trade networks, linking Rome, Persia, and China. Buddhism flourished. In the 7th century, Muslim armies reached the region. Kabul slowly embraced Islam. Later, it became a prized city for many rulers. Samanids, Ghaznavid, Butrids, Timurids, Mughals. Babur, the founder of the Mughal Empire, loved Kabul. He called it one of the most beautiful places in the world. In the 18th century, Ahmad Shah Durrani, founder of modern Afghanistan, made Kabul an important capital. It grew into a cultural and trade center. In the 1800s, Kabul became the center of rivalry between the British Empire, Tsarist Russia. 3 Anglo-Afghan wars were fought. Afghanistan defended its independence again and again. The 20th century brought modernization, roads, schools, arts, cinema. Kabul became known as the Paris of Central Asia. But decades of conflict, Soviet invasion, civil war, and fighting changed the city dramatically. Yet Kabul survives. Its people rebuild. Its culture continues. Its history remains one of the oldest and most powerful in the world. America is a young nation, only a few centuries old, yet one of modern history's greatest powers. Kabul is one of the world's ancient cities, thousands of years older, with layers of empires beneath its soil. One represents modern strength, the other ancient endurance. Both show the same truth. Civilizations rise through vision, courage, and the spirit of their people.